your chance to be ruthless.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out.
Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Figuratively Speaking. Tonight I'm just going to do, just have some fun, It's Monday. I'm sure it's been a crazy day for everybody. And at the end of the day, it's time to relax, have some fun, and do whatever it is that we do. For me, it's going to be unboxing a few, having a little bit of a chat, and doing some, later on after the stream, some video games. Other than that, my day has been rather productive. Trying to do some new things with my channel, and hopefully these things that I will try doing with my channel will be better. I hope my audio and my video is okay, that I'm not too much of a lag or anything. I tried yesterday. I took my computer and I erased everything. I completely factory formatted it. And I wanted to say that was an all-day process. I do not want to do that mess again. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Thanks for letting me know that. And glad that you came on the stream. I just wanted to test this out early tonight, and just try and do something different with my stream. So I've got some interesting things. I've got this Elite Shredder that I wanted to open up. I've had this for almost a year, and I have never opened this thing up. And it looks really, really cool. And I'm not sure what others came with this particular set. Because again, when I think I've had this longer than that. I've had this since about 2019, and I've never opened it. I've got toys all over the place that I've just never opened. And tonight I will also be unboxing New Eternia Triclops. New Eternia Mechanic. I know my lighting is going to be off until I get, at least until I get more of my, this area cleared. I'm actually going to take all of these shelves and I'm going to put them up against the wall. And eventually my council desk will be sitting in the middle of this where those are, so that I can have this camera, the camera to my phone, another camera that I have just like this, and be able to put these together. So I've got multiple different views. I'm trying to figure out a way to have a multiple screen setup. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that with this computer, but if not, then I'll go grab another a small laptop so I can do that. Toy Mama, hello Christina, how are you? Thanks for dropping in. So I've been playing my PS Classic, PlayStation Classic, which of course I've also hacked. So I've got every video game done on that particular build that I made there, including some really cool games that you're not able to have here in the United States because they were only either European or Japanese games, because that particular system is region free, and I was able to get the ROM files from where I get my files. I was able to dump those onto this particular build, and it's absolutely amazing. I will be doing some gaming. I have to grab a capture card first, and of course, I will also have to get some other things. So I'm going to do a comic night where I'm just talking about my comic books, sharing stories from those. Again, I'll be doing unboxings. I've been promising to unbox these together as the natural disasters, earthquake, and typhoon. They're still sitting in the box. I have another program waiting, which will be the unboxing of Bray Wyatt's Superstars. I've got him on The Fiend from Masters of the WWE. And I've been doing some other research, basically on Bray Wyatt and what he's done, what he did with his character. And apparently WWE, in honoring Bray Wyatt, I'm guessing it's his brother or his cousin, is going to come in doing Uncle Howdy or Captain Howdy. It hasn't been exactly said that that's what's going to happen, but that's what it's leading up to. So I'm really hoping to see a little bit more. I know that it's really not going to be the same when it comes to Bray Wyatt and the way he did it, but I'm willing to give it a chance. Let me go into the chat and see who else is here. Again, let me just start from the top. Mike Fee, thank you for being here. Toy Mama Christina, thank you for being here. Hello. Oz from Ostradamus Toys, hello. Thank you for being here. Let me see. So yeah, I've got some things in works, in plans, things that I'm working on. I got this in the mail the other day, which I'll be putting all of these together on a shelf as well. This is the Gray Skull Stein. I've got the cookie jar, I've got the tiki mug, and now I've got the Stein, so I'm happy about that. Can't pass those up. I think I've shown these off. That's the Gray Skull cookie jar. It is amazing. I'm absolutely loving that. Let's see here. Hello, all music fan 88. Thank you for being here. Jamie Sanders, hello. Thank you for being here. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I have truly enjoyed thus far. WrestleMania was really good. The first night kind of had me a little worried. It was a little bit laxed, I think. However, the second night was really good. I was expecting to see blood in the final match with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. That didn't happen. Of course, they're still keeping with the PG era. Wonderful. That was great. But I'm glad to see that Cody Rhodes, a.k.a. Duplico, won and was able to finish his story. And really, it's really the beginning of his story. But he was able to do something that his dad, Dusty Rhodes, was not able to accomplish. Let me take that back. He was able to accomplish it. He has won the world title, but was taken away due to a disqualification. And, it was a sad thing, but it was a great moment for Cody. And it was a great moment for Cody Rhodes' mom. And looking down on his son from heaven above was a great moment for Dusty, I'm sure. Let's see here. Let's get together tomorrow and share more ideas for a wrestling channel like we was talking about. Oh, absolutely, Mike. We could definitely do that. I've got some things that I got to do in the morning. And in the afternoon, I will be available about, let's say probably about 1:30, if that's not a problem. I'll hit you up on IG, and we could definitely talk some more about that. I missed somebody here. Rolando Flores. Hello, sir. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining the stream. Yeah, so it's definitely been a nice week in the sport. I'm kind of wondering, what does everybody think about the whole Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight coming? What is that? July 20th. It's been talked about a little bit, but I am definitely wanting to know if y'all are even interested in it. Jake Paul. I remember when Jake Paul first started out, he was a little skinny dude doing those weird ass dances on YouTube, blew up on YouTube, him and his brother Logan, or Paul Logan Paul. But anyway, I remember when they both started out and they blew up on YouTube and they were just goofy ass kids. And they brought themselves into some sort of starlight now, One wants to fight Tyson, the other one's in WWE. And I don't knock them for what they do. Um, I'm glad to see that they've done something positive. Um, and that's absolutely wonderful. I, you know what? I'm going to say this. I'm really waiting to see Logan get the real side of Randy Orton. And if things play out the right way, uh, you know, knowing Randy's history, um, he's not going to have a fight on his hands for real, because at the end of the day, Jake Paul, or excuse me, Logan Paul, he's a good athlete, but he doesn't have the whether wrestling is scripted or not, he doesn't have the testicular fortitude to go against Randy Orton. Not for real. Randy Orton is a beast. And I don't see that happening. And then of course you've got, I got a newcomer. What's going on, Eternian Ellipse? How are you, sir? Thank you for joining the stream. You know, I'm looking at this whole, and I've been following it religiously now since it's been announced, and I definitely want to see it on Netflix. And I truly have the feeling, seeing the last time that Tyson fought, he really wasn't into it. He really didn't. He lost that heart. There was a lot of things mentally and physically that he had gone through that was just not. He wasn't there in the ring. Now he's had some time to go through and get mentally and physically prepared, but that man trains every day and has for a very, very long time. But he is now at the point where, and I can understand where Tyson comes out saying in one of his interviews that he's always fearful, but as he comes to a closer and closer date, that fear diminishes because of the training, because of the mentality, because training is not just physical, it's mental. And if Jake Paul has done some decent things in the ring, but he is not Mike Tyson compatibility. I'm sorry, he's not. And if Tyson comes out the way that I think he's going to come out, this fight's going to end in 30 seconds. If it doesn't end in 30 seconds, then it's going to definitely end in round one. And given the age difference, I don't think that's truly going to matter. The age difference might play a small part, but at the end of the day, I'm not looking at it from a view of what is the age of Mike Tyson. He's going to be, 57? somewhere in there. I can't remember his age offhand, but Jake Paul. I mean, come on, you're talking about Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is a beast, and Jake Paul has not done anything of real caliber in the ring. And I've seen a lot of Jake Paul's fights just by doing some reviews of Jake Paul, but I've seen almost every single Mike Tyson fight. And when Mike Tyson first came to the boxing ring, he's knocking people out left and right. If you look at Tyson's record, and of course, you're talking about different genres. Tyson was a fighting champion. Even if Jake Paul wins, it's not a championship match; it's a exhibition match. And at the end of the day, we are talking. We're talking about two generations getting ready to clash. I watched this one interview with Mike Tyson, and the interviewer asked Tyson, so is this kind of like the Rocky Balboa type thing? Is you still feel you have one left? What the hell kind of question is that? What is wrong with you? Why would you even ask this man that? This man doesn't feel that he just has one left. He feels he could do more. Because what has boxing become since the end of Tyson's, when he retired? Since boxing really hasn't been a sport of, since MMA hit, boxing has been pushed to the side. Nobody really wants to box anymore. Everybody wants to go MMA. No, we want to use our hands. We want to use our feet. We want to use elbows. We want to use knees. And that's all fine and dandy. That's great. But there's an art to boxing. Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, they were all artists in the ring. Sugar Ray Leonard, just to name a few. They were all artists in the ring. And I absolutely love this. And I've got a few more people who have joined us in chat. Let me go back in the chat and see. My Buddy's Customs. Hello, sir. Thank you for being here. Hello. Adam from Radical Toys. Hello, sir. How are you today? Thank you for joining and being on the stream. Let me see. Yeah, so it's just my overall thoughts of it. I think that if it goes more than one round, I think that there's going to be a thought in my mind of how many times are you going, or how much money are you getting to carry this dude? Because Jake Paul, he don't have the skill. He don't have the caliber that Tyson does. And granted, even though Tyson is, again, older, I think they're both going to come out to rock each other. But in the end, at the end of the day, Jake Paul, I do honestly believe he's going to lose, and he's going to find out a very hard lesson. And that's Um, I mean, I don't think it'll be like Ivan Drago and Apollo Creed type thing, but I think I think Jake Paul is going to learn a very, very quick, hard lesson of watch what you wish for, because you just might get it. And in the case of this, if Tyson comes out being the beast that I know he is, that we all know he is, Jake Paul ain't got a prayer in hell. And that, that's just my opinion. But apparently, it's not just my opinion, because that opinion has been stated over and over and over. But I'm going to go ahead and open. I'm not going to start with a toy. I've opened this previously, but I have not opened it in one of my lives or in one of my videos. But this is the Revelations Grayskull Stein. And I remember when I first opened it to look at it, I really am very, very happy with the way that this Stein is designed. And how it caught my eye. And its overall price point. That's what really got me. It was $28 at BBTS. But I am absolutely loving this. This is absolutely gorgeous. And of course, when I get everything done over here, all of this will be sitting where this is supposed to be, probably over here, but it will be sitting on another shelf. And this is really awesome. Not sure what the sticker at the bottom is. Maybe that's the number that this is, 2035. But it's really cool. And of course, I didn't get it for monetary value. I got it because I love Masters of the Universe, and I think this is just really, really cool. And it's definitely one of those pieces that it's a talk about piece. So when you have company over and they see something like this, they're like, "Oh wow, what's that about?" So that is really cool. I'm loving that. You know what, Mike? There were no long fights. When it came to Tyson, Tyson was like the Undertaker and Kane when they came to WWE. They got in the ring. There was no talking. It was just, let's be about our business. Let's get this over with. Let's do what we're going to do and get the fuck on with our own lives at the end of this. And that's what I loved about The Undertaker and Kane when they first came out, especially Undertaker. Undertaker was something that you just didn't know who is this guy. Now, I do know that he did come from WCW, but when he came to the WWE and he pushed the Dead Man, and you couldn't have a better manager than who he had. His name is slipping off my tongue for some reason. I know he was called Perlis Pringle. Um, damn, what is that man's name? Uh, um, what was that man's name? But no, Mike Tyson didn't have no long fights. Uh, oh, absolutely. If that Stein actually even gets used. Um, I do have another. I used to collect Steins, and I stopped after a while because my children are rambunctious and they like to climb on crap. And yes, yes, Paul Bearer. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, my kids have broken so many of my steins. I've had steins that were pretty expensive. That if I sold, I could have made some really good money on them. But again, I don't really collect things for a monetary value for myself. It's just something that I thought that later, after I'm gone, lady of the house, um, kids, you know, do what you want with it when I'm gone. But at the end of the day, you know, that was my enjoyment. And after a while, I just stopped having the enjoyment of collecting steins. That really wasn't my passion. Uh, my passion has always really been video games, toys, comic books, um, cooking. I do have a culinary degree, but I thought that at the end of everything that I collect and that I'm able to bring forth to with my children and let them get into the things that I've been brought up on. Uh, these are things that I just really, really enjoyed. So, um, and when they brought Masters of the Universe back out full force with Origins, and my kids could see my eyes light up, while I could also see their eyes light up with things, and I brought this to the forefront for them to also enjoy. I just thought it was something that evens the playing field with me and the kids, so we could have something to relate to because they can play with it the way they want to, but I can play with it the way that I remember. And then we could build upon worlds, which is obvious. Bill from Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, he does the same thing. You know, different toy lines can mesh with other toy lines and have their adventures together, and I think that's really, really cool. And you know, I used to do that, but I didn't do that a lot. Um, I did want them to scale together. Like I couldn't have like 12-inch GI Joes playing with 5.5-inch Skeletors and things like that. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, it's your imagination. Um, and it's about your how much fun you have with it. So let's see here. Did you happen to pick up that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle collection for Switch of all the old games? No, I have not been able to get a hold of that yet. Again, I'm still looking for work. After this last surgery with the hernia, I am finally getting to a closer release date to be able to lift over 20 pounds, which I already know I pretty much can already. So I'm not trying to make sure that I stay injured. I'm, I'm really tired of being in my house. I want to go back to work so bad, it's ridiculous. And so, unfortunately, no, I haven't been able to do that yet. However, oh, I got to figure out a way to turn this stuff off. However, I've got other things that I am making sure that I'm doing first and foremost for my family, being able to catch up on bills, and then it'll be me going back into making sure that I'm doing everything else and getting back into my collecting. I haven't been able to collect anything here lately, and just haven't had the money for it, due to me not working at the moment and not having any money coming in. So at the end of the day, with that, it is what it is. Let's get on to opening something. Let's see here. Here we go. So I was showing off a second ago what's on the TV. That's my PlayStation Classic, which I hacked the hell out of and turned around and put a build that only came with 20 games, but with the auto bleem hack that I was able to put on there, I've now got 481 games on that, and all work. My favorite games that I always want to play is Alundra 2, Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy 7, Resident Evil, all three of them, actually 4 of them. No, technically 5 of them, really. Just really, really cool. So this is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle by Playmates. It is Ninja Elite Series Shredder. And again, I've had this forever. 2019, 2020, somewhere in there. I do like the packaging. I like that. That looks pretty cool. He's got zip ties all over him. Really nice katana. Basic, but very nice. I'm going to have to cut these I don't know why they put zip ties. That could have been done so much better. So I hope it's warming up for everybody out there. It was every bit of 88 degrees today here in St. Louis, at least in my neck of the woods of St. Louis. Went out, took a ride on my bike, dropped something off at the post office, enjoyed some sun. There we go. Pop. This one's going to be a pain in the butt. I don't want to pull no paint off of him. Go from the back. Haha! Another new person in the chat. Hello, Tasty Cake. Thank you for being here. I seen your last video. I liked it. It was really cool. Let's see here. Yeah, I really do like Shredder. Again, even going with the Turtles of Grayskull, I really wasn't planning on going really past getting the Turtles. But then I seen some other things. I'm going to have to cut the back of this because I don't see any other way that this cape is going to come out easily. And once I get it out, it's definitely not going back in. Never mind, I got it out that way. But it's definitely not going back in. And of course, besides the katana, he comes with these other pieces. I forget what they call these kind of knives. That's kind of like a hand claw knife. And then these. "82 degrees in Georgia." I'll bet it's climbing. It's getting there, folks. This year, last year, I had an incident with the air conditioner in this house that we had to replace the air conditioner in this house. I know we won't have to do that this year, but I don't really know how to think about this. You know, I think the earth is going to do what the earth wants to do. You can't fight Mother Nature. Do we have some part of it? I think we might have a small part of it. If you want to call it global warming. But if you really go into the history of the world, the history of the world has a history of natural selection. So not to scare anybody or anything like that. It's just the history. You can't beat Mother Nature. Mother Nature is always going to win. The world is going to do what the world is going to do, and you have no control over it. as much as governments and other entities may say, "Oh, well, we can control it." No, you can't. Um, don't be fooled by that, because no, you can't. You might be able to make something happen as far as you might be able to make it rain, but is it the real kind of rain that we need? How did you get that rain? How did you control that? Did you really control it? I highly doubt it. I have a very, very close friend. He thinks everything is some sort of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Catastrophe waiting to happen. And I've known this guy since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. And he's family. So as strange as he may be to other family members of mine, he is one of those entities that we take with a grain of salt, because he's that kind of eccentric. But I definitely love this dude. This dude is really, really cool. Let me get back into my shredder here. So the shredder, he's got double elbows. He's got these really nice shoulders that on both sides. So if I wanted to go all the way back with his arms, I guess they call that a butterfly joint. I'm not too familiar with all the different joints and lingos like that. But he's got a really cool, I'm going to call it a butterfly joint. All the way forward, all the way back. And of course his spiky shoulder pauldrons. And those are really cool. I do like the cape. I do almost wish it was a soft, good cape. He's got this weird ab crunch. I'm not too happy about that. I think that could have been done better, Playmates. But I'm not going to complain about it. He definitely reminds me of the original Shredder, and I like that. Classic is always good. He does not have, oh yeah, they do. They're just really tight. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, he's got about 12 to 16 points of articulation, and they work really, really well. So I'm definitely happy about that. Yes. I can't wait for that. So yeah, I am definitely can't wait for this. I do like this figure. He is basic. And I'll give Playmates credit where credit is due. This ab crunch joint up here, nope, don't like that. But it is what it is. Let's see here. I've been talking and not really been opening anything. So let me go ahead and let's open up Masters of the Universe, New Eternia, Mechanic. I know everybody else has been pretty much probably had. I know he's been out for a while. I did pre-open him just because Mechanic is one of my favorite characters. And I do love the colors that they came with on Mechanic. Captain of King Randor's submarine squadron. Mechanic searches for broken pieces of Grayskull in the darkest depths of the ocean, hoping to restore New Eternia to its former glory. So I am guessing, and I'm going to go grab that right quick. I will be right back. Hey. I'm lying. So when I had a friend of mine do this beautiful piece of artwork, I'm guessing that this was from New Eternia when Grayskull started falling apart. I'm not sure the storyline of that with the whole New Eternia storyline, but this was the Grayskull that I wanted him to redraw and put into, and I still have to put this in a frame. And of course, I've got my Snake Mountain over there, and I had him do a couple more pieces for me. Yes, my youngsters came down the steps, and they were definitely going to be they were definitely going to interrupt the stream, which is fine. However, with me being on camera and my youngest not being in proper attire to be on a camera, no, you got to go the other way. That's parenting 101. Go that way, get dressed. Get some real clothes on if you want to come back down here and join me. That's a different story. But yeah, Todd would appreciate this figure. Don't have Mechanic, but I want him to use neck pieces for origins. Yeah, definitely all music. I have both, actually. And of course, I have not opened him yet either. Again, is one of my favorite characters. That mechanical neck. I don't know exactly how that works. I couldn't even begin to say how that works. Because it makes me wonder if he's more cybernetic than human, which would make him more robotic. Because getting into biology, going into thinking, which is a dangerous thing for me. Uh, the brainstem. So, how does the brainstem stretch when he stretches his neck? Um, that's got to be cybernetic, right? So, at that point, I don't know. But he was one of my favorites as a kid, and he is definitely one of my favorites now. He is pretty much the same in both Masterverse and Origins. He's got the green belt, the silver boots, the gray boots with the silver straps, the blue outfit on the legs, and of course, chest, buck, and arms. And then, of course, you've got the neck pieces here. And of course, you got the neck pieces that are in here. And I really do like, my Masterverse. As much as I hate to say it, because I love the Origins line, I've gotten more adapted to the Masterverse and the Classics line because of the size and because of the articulation that I can get with them, the posability, and the posability for being able to do pictures, whatnot, whatever. I think that's a better thing on a personal sidescape, because being able to do what you want with your figures means more to me in that posability type thing. So I want to be able to pose it, and I want to be able to make like not just classic poses, but I want to be able to make action poses to where they're going to be able to show off some, even though the facial expression may not change because it's plastic, but because of how you're able to pose it, shows a different dynamic of the character in question that you are posing. So I really do like that. In my previous opening, just because I wanted to see how Mattel did this particular Mechanic, I really like the fact of the paint the paint apps that they used on the arms and the legs here. It's a kind of a metallic marble, blue metallic marble that they did here. It's got a glitterish aftertone to it, and I love that. But I also really liked the weaponry, the shield, because the shield pays homage to the Ground Ripper. Absolutely love the shield. That is so kick ass. I love that. And of course, you've got his club, and it comes with an extender piece as well. And I love this goldish gold coloring that they did on this. That is really, really good. But what I really like, what I could have done without these. I despise closed fist hands. It's good if you're doing a scene where you're like literally punching another character, but other than that, I have no use for those. But I do love this neck piece. there is a dual neck piece on this. That neck piece is 2, but it's several neck pieces in one. So you got 5 pieces of the neck. And if I wanted to pull, I probably could pull it out, but I haven't opened it yet. I'll do that at another time. You still haven't done what I asked you to do. I said if you want to come back down here because I'm on camera, you have to put on something. Thank you. What do you need? What board? Oh, I don't know where that is. I haven't seen that in ages. You'd have to ask your mama what she did with that. I don't know where that went. And you have no. Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah, I have to wear yours. I have to wear the other side of mine. Yours on my foot. Because you touched mine out of my hand. And then when I went up there, it wasn't up there.
It is up there. I know where it's at. I'll get it. You put that right there. Thank you. Yep, right there is just perfect. Thank you. Love you. Bye. Yeah, I know, right? Aha, we have another. Hello, Cobweb Collector. Thank you for being here. How are you, sir? So I was just showing off Masters of the Universe, new Eternia Mechanic, and all his accessories. I'm loving that. And of course, I've had this since it came out, and I've never opened it. One of these days I'm going to open it. I think what's kept me from opening it is the fact that I have the original Road Ripper, not Ground Ripper. I really wish they would have kept the name, but I guess Ground Ripper is okay. But we got the Road Ripper there, and I really do like the fact that you can. I wish they would have did this in Origins, but I guess I can understand why they didn't. But that is a really super long neck, and I love it. It's really cool. Let me see here. And of course, I have to use my other fingers. I have no strength in this thumb still. So that kind of sucks, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Well, I guess it was supposed to be held in this hand. There we go. And to put his shield in this hand with his neck going up. Again, I love the paid homage to the Ground Ripper, Road Ripper. If you're from my era, it's the Road Ripper. Is what it is, I guess, because of trademark rights, names, whatever. you couldn't have you couldn't have certain names, whatever. But I do like this, even without having the mechanic of twisting the hip and his head going up. I still like this because you still have control over whatever, and I like that. This actually almost reminds me of no, he's over here. I placed him over here, but I don't remember where I placed him. Offhand. The Masterverse snout spout almost reminds me of the trunk, right? But Mechanic was definitely one of my favorites. He is later on down the line, so I don't have such as a close entanglement with Mechanic as I do with my next unboxer, because my next unboxer, yes, baby.
You know what this is that I just stepped on the side of my foot with?
What's that?
I think this might be plastic, and I stepped on the side of my foot with it, and my foot is bleeding.
Okay, so go upstairs, get some peroxide, wash it first with soap and warm water, grab some peroxide, and wear shoes. Are you okay? You can call me if you need me. I always have to tell my children, wear shoes. I don't care if you're in the house. I don't care if you're outside. Wear shoes. If you're not wearing shoes, wear your house shoes. And they don't listen. I do a lot of different stuff down here. So, like, I cut on plastic, and of course I cut on styrofoam with my styrofoam cutters, things like that. But I do a lot of woodwork down here. In fact, this shelf that I have over here, I did this shelf. I built this shelf. I built most of it outside when I did the final putting of everything together, but I cut all the wood down here, and I probably should have built it down here, but I built it outside because I also knew that I wanted to spray paint it the way that I did. I've got it in black, gold, and white, so that I could just make it look the way I wanted to make it look. And I could use it for different other things other than just this, keeping my toys and stuff on it. And of course, at that point in time, I'm like, when I had to have help carrying it down here because I didn't realize it was as heavy as it was. It's exceptionally heavy. It's definitely not going back upstairs anywhere. And it probably isn't leaving this area over here because I'm not carrying that thing by myself. So anyway, let's see. Triclops. Now, this Triclops is also the fan favorite, which I also have back over here. Um, I did do a shoot of it on my IG, and I made a reel of it. I am actually only missing, I think, 2 of the SDCC and anything Mattel Creation that was really meant anything to me and to the collection. It was one of those. It was one of those things. Like, I had to have the Horde 4-pack. I had to have the Lords of Power collection. I had to have the yeah, it was a little tiny piece of plastic, and I know it does kind of hurt, and it was in her heel. But it only really kind of grazed the skin, so she will definitely be okay. I appreciate your concern. But I definitely love this Triclops because this Triclops comes with not one but 2 swords. And he comes with his original sword, and I forget what this other sword is supposed to go to. It definitely has a story behind it, and I forget what that story is. But I also get to keep, now that I have this Triclops, I get to keep my other Triclops, the original one that I got, which was the Revelation Triclops that has him as the motherboard. I'll call him the Clown Triclops because Triclops kind of lost my appeal other than the outfit that he was wearing. Looking like some sort of occultist priest. But yeah. I didn't understand Revelation until after I read the prequel comics. And I see how that brought into Revelation. And then I didn't really appreciate Revelation until after I seen Revolution. So again, I'm going to reiterate this as it's been reiterated many, many times before me. If you're going to watch Revolution, Revelation is one you must watch as well, because again, as it's stated in their forum for Mattel and the team that created Revolution, whenever you have the Revelation, it's sure to come with a revolution. And I'm definitely in agreement with that. His whatever this thing is with all 3 eyes on it, this one definitely moves a lot easier than the one before him. And I definitely like that. I definitely like his armors on here. I'm glad they did his sword with that greenish tinge. I love the paint app here on this sword. Love that. That's awesome. And that it can go directly on his back. That's the way it should be. That's the way that should absolutely be. I have the original Triclops. Vintage Tasty Cake or the vintage Triclops is really nice. I like that one. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Yeah, that vintage. It is one of my favorites. Again, I wish I still had any of my. I think the only vintage that I have, as far as figure wise, is Cyclone. Everything else, even the ones that I have that look like they're vintage, are the Super 7 reiterations the Super 7 did before Origins came out. And I absolutely love those. I only got a few of them. I got the Shadow Weaver. I got Merman. Um, I got He-Man, Tila, Skeletor, and Evil Seed. And I love the Evil Seed. Definitely takes me back to the cartoon. This particular Merman also takes me back to the cartoon. Love this Merman. This Merman is probably my favorite. Even though he doesn't have but 5 points of articulation, it's the paint, it's the his look. This is Filmation, 100%. Even the newest Merman that they have done for the cartoon line does not look as good as this. And I will say that even though I don't have that Merman in hand, this Merman is my favorite. If I had to go back into the other lines of Merman, I would have to say that I would have to say for sure that Merman was not given a very good just due until the Super 7 one. I haven't really looked at I believe there was one in Classics, but I might be mistaken. And then, of course, also I also wish I have the Classics Club Grayskull and Origins Triclops. Look forward to the cartoon line Triclops. Yeah, a lot of people have said that they didn't, that they liked, but they didn't like the version of cartoon Trapjaw. I will say that the cartoon version of Skeletor, it does look good. And I know they're going for the cartoon look. And that's why I can give this head sculpt at least an 8 out of 10. Because that would be the Skeletor I know from Filmation. At the end of the day, my only other problem with the cartoon line thus far has been the colorization of Beastman. He looks like a pumpkin. He's definitely the wrong orange. If they would have made him a scale darker orange, that would have been perfect. I like the head sculpt, but I have a problem with the face. Just a little bit of a problem with the face. So if I have to give that, I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10 on that face sculpt. But I could deal with this because that definitely looks Filmation He-Man to me. So I haven't had a whole lot of issues with the cartoon. They want to call it cartoon. I'm going to call it Filmation. I'm going to call it what it is. And whatever anybody wants to say about that is whatever they want to say about it. I am going to call a spade a spade. Come on out. Some of these don't like coming out the bottom of this package. They get caught. And I like to keep my boxes in as much of a pristine capable thing as possible. And sometimes that just don't work out for me. But my Masterverse boxes, I definitely like to keep in pristine condition. My G.I. Joe boxes, I like to keep in pristine condition. And yeah. So here's that other sword that Triclops comes with. And I like this sword. I like the scale of it. I like the ornamentation of the eye that they did on this. And I love the colorization on the hilt. That brown is perfect. It looks like leather on that. But it's not. It's just molded plastic. And I love the time that they have taken with this. And I get it. But why can't we have the same time taken on Origins that we're taking on Masterverse? Would that really make it more expensive? I don't really think it would. Now, this is the original Triclops that I remember, with each eye, that round eye, the red triangle eye, and the square eye. And I love that you have interchangeable, I don't even know what they call this thing. But without it, kind of creepy. So let's see here. That should be going that way. That should be going that way. Yeah. There we go. That's the Triclops I remember. Trapjaw, cartoon Trapjaw is one of their best ones. You know, I wholeheartedly agree. Now, granted, we've got he comes with that rock, the Eternian rock, whatever that is, that gives him a certain power, makes him strong. as He-Man, Cordite, Rock, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, that he comes with 2 closed fists. Not going to use those for anything. And there's your sash for those who want to have a 6-inch fan favorite comic book trap. We're talking about Trapjaw. Triclops. And then, of course, that sword. And I do love that. I'm happy that they have done a second version of Triclops here. I'm happy that they've done a second version of Trapjaw as well. And when it comes to the cartoon filmation version of the cartoon line, they have done so much with these to make them look like their filmation counterpart. And I'm definitely loving that. So it's showing that they can do a Masterverse style in origin form if they really want to. And okay, it might be a little bit more expensive, but to get that filmation vibe, that's what I'm looking at. To get that filmation vibe. And on some of them, you don't have to do a whole lot. And on some of them, you have to do a little bit more. Would I pay the cost for that? Yeah, I probably would. To be completely honest, if I was to look at, it's the buck for me. But looking at the buck, I'm looking at the musculature that they have placed on the filmation cartoon line. It's not the same as the original Masters of the Universe buck. It's not the same. This is the cartoon. This is the origin, or even what the vintage would have looked like, right? The musculature is definitely not the same, even in the back. But this is the cartoon version. This is what we got used to. Because remember, Masters of the Universe was a toy, a comic book, a mini comic book. Before it was Filmation, before it was DC and Marvel renditions of stories, Mattel flipped the script and it worked for them. It was a genie in the bottle, so to speak, that worked. Absolutely cascaded the landscape for what Masters of the Universe is today. If you go back into some history of Masters of the Universe, yes, it was a comic. Yes, it was a toy. Before it was a filmation cartoon. Before it was a 1987 for lack of a better word, flop of a movie in 87, but I liked the way where they went with it. It added a certain point of what else can we do to add to this story? So it opened it up. So then you have New Adventures of He-Man. I will say some of us liked it, liked the New Adventures of He-Man. Me personally, I got through about 10 episodes and I had to call it quits. Was not my, even the storyline to it was out there, and I tried to give it that chance. But I just couldn't. Then we got the 2002 from Mike Young. That was probably one of my favorite, even more so than Filmation, coming into Masters of the Universe, and unfortunately it got cut short. That Mike Young production was phenomenal. I loved the art. It went dark, but it went that way because this is the way it was supposed to be, because they're in a barbarian type atmosphere, right? So I definitely understand it. Let's see. I like the bigger buck with the straighter legs. Yeah, you know, I definitely do too. All music that it again, it's something about the posability. If I want the legs bent, I can bend them at the knee. They do have that double joint articulation, so if I want that, I could do that myself. But at the end of the day, it's about the posability, because it's not just about the collection for me, because again, I like to play with my toys. I've got pictures that I've done that I haven't posted, not even to my IG, because I'm not ready to post it, because I'm still trying to figure out some things while I am doing my picture photography, because I want the atmosphere set right. And maybe I have it that way, but maybe I don't. As they are making all these new accessories for the other lines and weapons packs it is a necessity for Origins. I do like that Masterverse Triclops and yeah, you know what? Tasty Cake, you're right. You know, Mattel, I get it. Weapons and accessory packs probably isn't more of what you're looking at trying to do, but I will say this: there are other lines out there. And I will say, just from experience on this, even though it's Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, these glow in the dark, but these fit in a Masterverse hand. And I could use these just for that. Now, I might not get them in an Origins hand, but at the end of the day, again, I'm looking at my Origins as being those figures that I can do what I'm doing with them and then have them on the shelf as display, just as I do with these, but I can put these weapons packs from other lines in these hands. I also have another thing that I like to do, and Temu is one of my little favorite places to go to. Now, mind you, this is a keychain, but I got this particular one for my Triclops. And all I've got to do is pull this off there, sand this down, cut that round out, always way of customizations. And I love that. It's absolutely ridiculous if you have the mind to create. Even the simplest of creations is wonderful. I don't just have those. I have other customs that I'm working on that I haven't decided where I'm going to put these. Now, mind you, I'm waiting on a couple of Thundercats because I have my Sword of Omens, one in silver, one in gold. But those are metal, die cast. And then I have katanas that are key things, and their designs are different. And I'm absolutely loving the difference in the designs that I can have. And of course, if I wanted to put those in the hands of, let's put them in the hands of Triclops right now, seeing as I have him out. Like, he would work better. These swords would work better, I think, for like Jitsu, or if they made a ninja Slamurai or whatever. Again, they just fit. And all I got to do is remove these. And it just works. And I absolutely love it. I've got more of these coming on the way. But again, it's about how you have fun with your collection. Even if you do just leave it on a shelf and you just want to admire it because it's there. And you never customize it and you never play with it, but it's what brings you joy. And I love that. So for me, it's not about not playing with my toys, but I want to be able to pose them. I want to be able to do what I want to do with them. I have certain ones that I have done grab doubles and triples of because I want to. Duplico was one of those ones that I got when I was able to get two of them. I got two of them. One was so I could make my Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. That's done, by the way. I've got to take pictures of that and show that off. And then, of course, there is, again, I'm glad they did this Triclops because this Triclops is amazing, first and foremost. I like it better than I like the first one that came out for Revelation, although you could still have the original outfit, but you still had to have the other stuff, and I liked that. So that was cool. But at the end of the day, as they are making all these new accessories, and I just went over that. Yes, that is very true. Motu was on both Marvel and DC. Yes, it was. It's He-Man's first appearance with DC was the Superman comic, and then went to a 3-part. In fact, I've got it right here. Let's do it correctly, right? So we have the very first appearance of He-Man, Superman in DC. Awesome comic, great read. One of my favorites. But then you have, before DC came out with their 3-part, this is the promo. This also has Superman in it. Absolute amazing little promo. I do have the third one over there, but then you have the 3-part series. And then DC did nothing more with the Masters of the Universe line, and then it went to Star. When Star came out, it started with the movie. Then it came to a 13-issue comic book. And then it grew. The stories kept going. NA was a bust after the vintage line in Filmation. That was nothing like what I just paid for and watched. I don't know what to say to that, All Music. Yeah, I'm still here, Cobb. I haven't done a live stream in quite a while, but I'm getting ready to cut it. We're coming up on almost a 2 hour mark. Uh, I, I normally cut my stream at about an hour when I'm by myself, and I haven't had a guest on my platform here in ages. Yeah, Mike, I love my comic book collection. I own almost every. I realize now that I do not have every issue of comic book paraphernalia for Masters of the Universe. I am about 8 shy as far as regular sized comic books, and I will eventually get those in my hand. Oh, okay, yeah, New Adventures. Um, I I don't I don't know. New Adventures. I I liked some of the character concepts of New Adventures. I thought the version of Skeletor sucked. I'm just going to put it that way because it's the only way I could put it without maybe going too far. It sucked. The new version of He-Man, that was at least conceivable. Going through and knowing what we are talking about with new characters. New character wise, Slushhead was actually my favorite for the evil side, joining with Skeletor. Mutants. I easily was able to see the difference in that. Okay, you're in a different universe, so you're basically a whole different time zone. You went back in time or you flash forward in time. I get it. Not so much that it's not my He-Man, it's not my Skeletor, it's not that. Something was lost. Not just in the story, but in the characterization of Skeletor for me. Something was lost in the whole dynamic of Masters of the Universe with New Adventures of He-Man for me. And the dynamic is important. It can't just be about the sword. It couldn't just be about the magic. I never quite grasped the entire storyline, even through 10 episodes. Where are you going with the storyline? Where are you going on the already developed character? It without being ignorant to the creators. What were you thinking? What were you trying to do? Yes, it's your expression, so I'll give you the respect on that. But what you tried, as far as I'm concerned, on my opinion of that, it wasn't there. Um, I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't know what else to say because my mind is really foggy when it comes to New Adventures of He-Man because there is no Man-at-Arms, there is no Orko, there is no Sorceress, there is no all the things that made Masters of the Universe is no longer there except He-Man and Skeletor and these new mutants in Adventures of He-Man, and I just couldn't get into it. I tried to get into the Netflix version of She-Ra. I thought some of the concepts, the artwork was magnificent. The storyline was magnificent. But I just couldn't get into it. And to this day, I still can't figure out why I can't get into that version of She-Ra. It's not so much so that it's not the Filmation version, because if that's the case, then I should not like Revelation, I should not like Revolution, I should not like the Mike Young productions, which the Mike Young productions was closer to being a sequel to Filmation than Revelation and Revolution. But at the end of the day, even the comic books came into more of a collaboration of bringing everything together. It's kind of I personally just can't get into New Adventures of He-Man. The storyline it's too far off. And I don't know why that is, because even the 87 movie of Masters of the Universe was far off. But then again, it wasn't that far off. I personally think that if Dolph Lundgren was not He-Man, then that would have threw it for me. But the biggest part of that movie was Frank Langella. I could absolutely see nobody else pulling off Skeletor the way Frank Langella pulled off Skeletor. It was a masterpiece in its own right, but it took the story somewhere else, but yet kept it together, because you still had Man-at-Arms, you still had Teela. You brought in a new character, which is Gwildor. Wonderful. You came to Earth. And what happened on Earth, I think it would have brought more attention than it did. But at the end of the day, there was a fine factor that went into the creation of this movie. There was a molded demographic of what you still had from Filmation and comic books, the mini comics. You still had some of that in there. And I'm happy that we still had some of that in there. And you brought forth new characters. And even though what happened from beginning to middle to end, I didn't particularly like the way they did Beastman. I thought they killed Sarat off way too fast. I liked the picture. I liked the character of Karg. Karg actually reminded me more of a Krite with legs. For those of you who might not know who the Krites are, the movie Critters. Those are the Krites. They rolled up in little balls and whatever else. Awesome movie. Check it out if you haven't. But there's a lot of things, and I get it. You can't do everything in a live action movie that you want to, because maybe now more so, now that technology is kind of caught up. But there's still factors of parts of movies that you can't get on the silver screen that you can get on a piece of paper, in a novel, in a graphic novel, animation, because some of those things are just not possible. You might get away with it on CGI, but the CGI better be spot on. And maybe they'll be overlooked if it's a mistake. Then again, some people just live to pick that crap apart. I don't know. Where does it go from here? Let's see. I plan 1 hour as well. Now, when everyone comes in, I will go to 2 hours plus. I'm grateful to. Yes, Tasty Cake. That is absolutely true. I tend to get my subscribers will come in during the beginning a little bit, and then really more so in the middle, and they'll taper off at the end. It just all depends. I get some more of my views to be more so, I think, after the show is over. But it is what it is. Again, I do this for fun, so it gives me something to do. I like doing it. Let's see here. I'll save this for another live that I do, because it is a little bit late as far as my live goes. 2 hours, I would love to absolutely if I actually had a plan in my stream. Tonight was just about having fun, opening up a few toys, talking about a few things. And of course, I will be putting a poll out there for people to cast their vote on of what you'd like to see on my channel, besides more content, because I obviously have to do better on my content right now. How I somehow gained another 2 subscribers, and I've been out almost 2 weeks. People like either seeing me make a goofball out of myself, or they enjoy my content. Again, I don't do it for money, and I just enjoy it. This is my hobby that I definitely enjoy. And I like sharing with other people. So, it is what it is at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, again, it is what I like to have fun with. And I'll save this for what I'm saying. I'll save is I've got a couple of video things that I pulled, and I don't know. I'll have to really check into it, because I think it's fair use, but I don't want to get a copyright or anything for my channel, and I don't know. But anyway, I'll just leave it off with this. Enjoy what you do. If you're a collector of toys, if you're a collector of comics, if you're a collector of video games, if you're a collector of all three, if you enjoy this kind of content, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, so anytime I drop a new video or have a new live, you're definitely informed. Thank you for being here. I enjoyed being hanging with everybody, and I will definitely see everybody on the next one. Have a wonderful night.
Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.